The LGBTQIA plus community has moved too far to the left.
Oof, girl. How many letters are there? How many? 100?
It's difficult because, you know, I think what was once like a very loving and accepted community has pushed so far to the left that, you know, we're seeing this massive pendulum swing that is coming back the other direction that is going to put our entire community, unfortunately, in danger because...
It already has.
It already has because
Right.
it has gone...
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
They want me back now. Ay, ay, now she go down, down. Ay, ay, they want me back now. Ay, see I'm getting to the bag now.
Okay, right now we are going to go over a Jubilee video. Conservative lesbians and liberal lesbians. I thought it was interesting. Understand, I'm not going to go through the whole video. It's I think it's about an hour long. If you want to check out the whole video, I'll put the link below. But let's get a feel for this. Let's see what's going on, because I like topics like this. I like topics like that. Yeah, let's see what's going on.
So far to the left rather than being a good common sense middle ground that now people who did not used to carry a prejudice against us or have an issue with our community are suddenly finding themselves to have prejudice against the LGBTQ community.
We have prejudice against ourselves.
That's true. Even I'm developing a prejudice.
Yeah, like
at
I
this
can't
point.
stand lesbians now. Like there are people here, and I won't call it individuals, but there are people here that I was friends with, that I literally went on vacations with, that have unfriended me, unfollowed me, just for simply standing up for young lesbians and gay men who are calling themselves all these other.
She makes a good point. I've said this countless times in my other videos. The left has lost their minds. Even classic moderate liberals are right wing to them now. They're so far left. They jumped off the cliff. It's that bad. And you know, topics like this, even though I think it's interesting, I don't know if people feel as if because I'm not in that community, I shouldn't be talking about these things. But I still do it anyways because I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. But, you know, I don't think I've ever met a conservative lesbian. I see plenty. Actually, maybe I have. Anyways, I've seen plenty liberal lesbians, okay? Conservative lesbians is very interesting to me. Very interesting to me because when we talk about the LGBTQ community, 9 times out of 10, they always lean all the way left. Like everything lines up left views, left this, left that. So, you know, it's very refreshing. But yeah, they have gone a little bit off the edge and they've lost their minds, which in return is destroying their group, because what makes that group strong is, you know, different viewpoints, different ideas, different people. And they're shutting people out 100% if they don't line up with everything that they believe. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Genders, or because I'm not for children transitioning, or just because I voted for Trump, you know, and it's a shame because we don't want to be a hive mind, right? We are, like, the whole point of being, one of the points of us being lesbians is that we're different. We have different outlooks on life. We have different talents.
I feel like with a lot of marginalized groups, the biggest downfalls to them is simply when usually outside groups create division. A left and a right. The left doesn't accept the right doesn't accept the left, and then that divides all of us. Instead of being one powerful group, it just crumbles. We're divided.
I think it's unfortunate that sexuality is tied to a, you know, political outlook to begin with. That is no longer like, oh, Republicans don't want gay people to exist. Like, that's not a thing anymore. And I think it's so unfortunate how politicized our entire community has become.
I think it's important to note that we're here calling ourselves conservative lesbians, but we're really, like, some of us aren't really conservatives. We're just non-leftists.
Right.
And we haven't really moved. Like, people call me a grifter, whatever they want to call me. I haven't moved over the years. I've been stagnant. Like, I am set in my morals. I'm in my mid-30s. Like, I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
And people, mainly the LGBT, whatever community, moved further and further left. I stayed where I was, and somehow I was the one that was ostracized.
Well, that's because what used to be moderate is now considered conservative.
They've lost their minds.
What used to be your general liberal, which I think a lot of us at one point probably aligned ourselves with, is no longer that. It is so far past that, which,
let me make this point. Let me also make this point. Obama's views from 2008, he'd be considered hard right. So really think about that. Obama's views from 2008, first black president, he'd be considered hard nose right to them now. Complete lunatics. So bad that this group of people are letting communists and socialists invade their party. But she makes a really good point.
I'm not with this anymore.
We all can have different beliefs. You can be this race and still think this way, or be gay and think this way. So it's just really sad to see. And I feel like, our community has been used so much to push other things. Like 100%. We're being used as a shield. So everyone.
Queers for Palestine, really? Really? Go to Palestine as a queer person. See what happens.
Right.
Somebody's gonna have to sit next to me.
I ain't gonna lie, that conservative lesbian right there with
itself means that you like the things that are
with
going
the plaid
out,
jacket,
and that traditionally
very
it's
annoying.
Good for you, for us. I personally disagree with that because of the things that I have been through. The discrimination from everyone, doesn't matter whether they're left or right or not part of the community, is not working for us. It's not working for me, at least.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, for sure.
You know how people on the left have redefined the word woman?
What do you mean by that?
A lot of people that identify on the far left, LGBT or not, have redefined the word woman to mean basically anything.
Right.
Yeah, I'm non-binary. I use they, them pronouns.
So there you go. Okay, so you have changed the meaning or the whatever, right? Conservatism is just the opposite of leftism at this point, as far as I'm concerned. So I just want to make sure that that is
what are you saying the opposite of leftism? Could you?
The new age conservatives are really old age libertarians, or like moderates, or
sort of
classic,
kind of, a little bit.
So I just just to make sure like we're on the same page a little bit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that because we are growing, if you want to include more people, because technically the lesbian flag has changed to an orange stripe for non-men such as myself. I still identify as a lesbian. I'm still here.
Can I ask you how you identify as a lesbian when you're not a woman?
Because I'm a non-man.
Okay, so this woman is a lesbian, but she doesn't identify as a woman. So you're straight? Wait, hold on. Wait. So what I'm trying to understand is when she says I'm a non-man, I'm not a man. Okay, so you're a woman? I don't understand this. This is worse than algebra. I swear to God, this is worse than algebra. Like when I was in school and the teachers would be like, oh, all this that you're learning, you're going to have to use that in the real world. They never prepared us for this shit. They never prepared us for this shit. This is insane. So you're not a man, but you don't identify as a woman, but you're a lesbian? Okay. But lesbian means two women, right? Am I wrong? Okay, lesbian means two women, but you don't identify as a woman, but you know what? Let's continue before I get a migraine.
Because
that's a terrible definition, in my opinion, but that's fine. You're allowed to believe what you believe, because I believe in freedom of speech. But
so I believe in including everyone. It doesn't matter what other people go by. I think that being left and having this conversation go to the left means that we don't care anymore. Everyone can be a part of the community, no matter who you are. Labels don't matter as much as they did back then, because it was only the LGB. When we're moving towards the left, we're moving towards the future, including more people.
Sometimes gatekeeping is a good thing, though. Yeah. And sometimes segregation is a good thing.
Why?
Somewhat. Well, sometimes, yes,
okay,
sure.
No, I'm talking a lot.
Okay.
You're saying that, like, you guys are accepting more,
Absolutely.
Everything like that. So where's the line then? Because then we have straight people. Line. So then, why have a community if there's everybody's in the community?
There's no point in that.
If you self-identify in the community, then we're all there for each other. If you're straight and you identify as straight, you are not part of the community. I do not identify as straight. I identify as a non-binary lesbian, because the lesbian community has accepted me.
Well, you see how confused. Yo, just throw me an algebra test instead, because you don't identify as a man, but you also don't really identify as a woman. But you're a lesbian. But let's welcome in everybody. But we don't welcome in straight people. Okay, let's just continue, bro, because this is absolutely ridiculous.
I don't feel comfortable in my gender identity, because growing up, I didn't feel, accepted in the lesbian community. So now that we're moving left and we're accepting more people into it, I'm finally accepted in the community. People, actually do accept non-binary lesbians.
If you don't identify as a woman, and a lesbian is a woman who loves another woman, then why would you not identify as queer? And yes, we're going to labels here, but like genuine curiosity, I'm trying to understand, because if a lesbian is no longer a woman who's sexually attracted to another woman, then a lesbian can be
anybody.
Yeah.
Which is literally what's happening in the world right now.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like straight up dudes that are not trans women.
Good point.
Straight up dudes going on lesbian dating apps and calling us transphobic and
I think there's a bit of a gray area there. If sorry to interrupt, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm under the impression that with non-binary lesbians there's a bit of a gray area, because you can often have a very similar experience than a woman who is a lesbian being non-binary, because if you
because we're all female. You could
well,
say
if you're
okay.
if you're assigned female at birth and you date women, and before you knew you were non-binary, you were all would imagine you were often in lesbian spaces, and that's what you identified with. So why should you be excluded from that community just because now you know you are non-binary, for example?
I'm not gonna lie. What? What the fuck would you? What? Like, oh my god. What? Oh my god, bro. Purple hair too, bro. What are you talking about? Like, you guys cannot be this serious. Oh my god.
I think, like, colloquially speaking, like, now we define lesbian as being like non-men loving non-men.
I think there's a very small subset of people that define it that way.
I just think,
yeah.
I mean, like, people that
I'm just being honest.
Oh, yeah,
lesbian means two women.
Absolutely.
Two women,
I think also,
period.
like, language is always conformed around people and communities. Like, being trans and being non-binary is not a new thing. This has existed in, like, pre-modern society. It's not new. It's always existed, and language is always conformed around people. Like, we don't make things up and then people start identifying as them. Like, we conform language to fit identity. And, like, it's always been that way.
Although I do think people make up words and say that.
That's also
yeah,
true.
that's true. They do
no,
make
that's
it
also
up.
true. There's 100
a
genders
million
now.
genders
Yeah,
that people
the
have literally just
LGBTQ
made up. It did not
Frog,
exist.
frog.
was all I knew,
What
and then
does
they
it
went to
affect
like
you, what
1,
other people
2,
identify?
I
something.
don't. I don't care.
If they
I don't know.
self-identify.
It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Self-identify as a potato.
I feel like a very small group has become the example. There's a small group of left and there's a small group of right that are louder than everybody else, and then everybody else is being forgotten.
Absolutely.
I think one thing that separated us is that I think you often, and I'm not trying to just point out, but since I am the friend of yours, that I can no longer support you because you don't support me, right? If you, I'm explaining, right?
Yeah.
Because I believe that when you use your voice, you were coming from a place of privilege without realizing that the things that you were sharing were negatively attacking me and my lifestyle. You are able to have privilege because you don't show up like I show up. You're not a woman of color. You're not masculine.
God.
So it's easy for you to say, oh yeah, this is okay, but you're not realizing that you're forgetting me and my existence and what I might need. We're under attack. LGBTQIA plus is under attack. We have 650 plus anti-LGBTQ bills attacking our existence.
Hold on.
A lot of y'all talk about,
anti-LGBTQ plus bills? That's not true at all. That's BS. That's straight BS, bro. Prove that. Prove that for me right now. Prove it for me right now. Because that's not true at all. You're making that up. But go ahead.
It's mostly attacking trans kids, which we all should be pissed. If anybody's attacking our kids, we should all be pissed.
Okay, cool.
But 350 plus attacking the LGB, which y'all want to just emphasize and say everybody else doesn't count. It's this, but we are all being attacked. And so for you to not see that is privilege. And I think that I just really need you to understand that.
Would you like to comment as a woman of color?
Yeah, absolutely. So what laws are affecting lesbian women of color?
In Florida right now, if there's a lesbian couple, because there's a lesbian couple that are going through this right now. Right now, if somebody calls the cops on a lesbian couple saying that they're being inappropriate, they could face jail time. Just for someone calling them and having to go.
Hold on. They could face jail time for public indecency or public affection over affection. First of all, that's not true. That's BS. She made that up. That's not true at all, okay? And so you mean to tell me you can face jail time if somebody calls the cops or the authorities on two women on some kind of bench somewhere or anywhere kissing and being affectionate? That's a lie. You lied. That's a complete lie. You're a complete liar. That's a lie. That's not true. And if it is true, it's not just lesbians, it's everybody. It's probably a strict area that doesn't allow intimate public intimacy, like it's not just only lesbians or gays. No. That's just a lie. You're lying. That's BS. You're lying. You're lying.
I don't know if that's
totally
true. If that is, then you text me because I'll go to the same.
She's not going to text you, bro, because that's a lie.
There's not many. I would love to hear all of these laws that are affecting me. As I am an American and I have every right as everybody else does. I have nothing stopping me from getting married, owning my own home, starting my own business. Nothing.
Right.
As raising kids.
That's privilege.
You see the difference
But she's
between
also a person of
liberal
color.
and
I'm a person of
conservative?
color.
I know, but you show up differently than I do.
How?
How?
But you presenting masculine has no effect on that.
So since you
And being black.
I am also black. So
She's black too.
I'm black and Hispanic. So what?
Me too.
What laws? Are
You're the same. You guys are the same thing, just different
if you want to
mindset.
talk afterward, I got you.
Okay.
I am on the board of Lambda Legal. We're fighting these 650 plus anti-LGBTQ bills. I have a list for you. Also, there's so many documentaries. The thing is, I think what you want to just battle with me instead of understanding that we just live differently. Our experiences are different. So all I'm asking y'all to do is understand that.
Wait. Your experiences are different because you guys think differently, not because she's black and you're white. Mind you, they're both black and Hispanic. The only difference between y'all is how you guys look and your mindset. Because she's black and Hispanic, you're black and Hispanic. Now, you want to say, oh, you don't show up like I... She wants to say, you don't show up like I do. Yes, she does. She does. What are you talking about? Bro, you have to stay away from people that need to be victims. They're the worst. They're the worst. You have to stay away from people like that. They're just miserable people that like to, it's like crabs in a barrel. Misery loves company. When they're miserable, they have to make you miserable. And you got to stay away from people like that. It don't matter. She just said, we're both the same. Like a black Hispanic. Just different mindset. No, but you don't show up like I do. Yeah, you want to be a victim. You're a Marxist. You love the fact that you can exploit people that are less fortunate versus people that are more fortunate and pin them against each other. That you're straight Marxism. I can't stand it.
I'm not trying to take away from you and whatever, but being able to be in that mindset without understanding somebody else's experience is privilege, and that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand.
If I could butt in real quick, I want to go back to what, earlier you guys were saying, kind of the LGB, blah, blah, blah. That's also not caring about the rest of the humans that self-identify as those people. We want to respect those people. Even if we don't agree with them, we're still going to respect them no matter what.
Are you?
I may not agree with you guys, but I'm still going to respect you and what you self-identify
as. Yeah, right,
as,
on camera, sure, in front of everybody, sure, but are you like that
right.
outside?
That makes no sense because we're trying to advocate for the change. The right is advocating for keeping things the way they are.
No.
Why we're running into these
But your change doesn't mean it's the right change.
Is because
and
have gone so
keeping
far
things the way they are doesn't mean
facing
it's the right thing. Like, it's very subjective.
From the traditional ultra-right community, which is why all of these bills are coming up, which is endangering our community as a whole. And I think that is the basis of this. We have gone too far this way, and now this side is coming back to fight us.
I think there has been a lot of progress in the last few years, or few decades, and there 100%. Is definitely a backlash from the far right because of that. But I don't think the solution, I think we just need to carry on, and there will be backlash, but eventually those people will just get used to it. But I think it is a shame to be so divided.
That's
because
it.
That can't
if
be
you
good
can
for
leave the kids out of it,
That's true, and we also have to
the
take
far
accountability
far
for
right,
our community. Like,
the right,
we aren't above anybody
just
else.
I'm not even saying right.
Take accountability.
Moderate people
when it happens. We
just
can't
want.
sit here and just be like,
they just want kids out of that. They want kids out of being exposed to this nonsense.
Most of the laws that are coming up, and the reason why
I don't mean nonsense as in like y'all weird for that. I'm saying nonsense is
women and children.
It's a lot of sexual stuff. It's very sexual. We're trying to get kids out of that.
Come for someone's kids. There's going to be lots of laws, and I hope that there would. Sorry, you come from women's spaces. I hope those women there's going to be laws. It's not an attack on us. It's an attack on these things happening and why our acceptance is going down so much.
I think like at any point, or at any point in history, something was once considered like too progressive, too radical, and so like in this moment, like you believe that, which is why I believe that like I'm so progressive, because in this moment, like this may seem too progressive or too radical or too out there, and in 20 years from now, like maybe we'll be saying like, oh my gosh, our kids, they're so left and they're so progressive and they're so radical, and like we'll feel like they're taking that charge and like they're pushing for it. And so like, but like at a time like wearing pants was so radical, and like you're all wearing pants except for me. Like at a time like that would have been insane, right? But like at this moment in time, like you're sitting there saying that we're being too progressive and like too radical, but like there was a point in time when what you're all doing, what you're all wearing, what you're all saying would have been too progressive or too radical.
I feel like comparing what somebody's wearing
I don't know if I agree with
transitioning
that,
kids
harming children
is a big
How's
a
it
big
harming?
leap.
I was just
we can
making
get
it.
into that in a sec,
but
the point is like, although you guys are saying, oh, be progressive, be open to everybody, let anything happen, anything goes. It's like when kids are, well, that's kind of what she just said. Things are constantly changing. We're gonna look back and
there has to be gatekeeping. There has to be.
There's kids being harmed right now.
How are they being harmed?
There are children committing suicide and removing body parts at minors,
Unacceptable.
This is what my group does, and what I do: eat, breathe, and sleep every day. And I see adult detransitioners crying, can't live their life, and on the verge of suicide because their parents took them to a clinic where they got breast removed at 12 years old.
Facts.
Their breast removed at 12 years old, and that is starting. People are fighting for those rights.
That's the problem.
To do that. That's disgusting.
Our friend Chloe
that's
Cole
the problem.
was
And you see the difference between a conservative.
The detransitioners are less than
it doesn't
1%,
matter,
right?
It doesn't matter.
Not. I'm just
maybe the ones that are public.
I just said I agree though with the kids situation, but I'm just saying we often target a very low percentage and make it the example. And that's what I feel like conservatives and Republicans do, is y'all target one example, one situation, and act like it's the whole community.
Okay, first of all, let me just end it right here, but let me end it with this. First of all, even if it's a minute percentage, even one life being ruined from that is a big deal. It's a big deal, because especially at a young age, you should not be exposed and pressured into doing something so permanent that is going to affect you for the rest of your life without having the maturity to decide, okay, this is what I want to do. And that's what we're trying to protect. That is the problem. I'm going to end it right here. Thank you for watching. W2X. See you guys next time.
Can't follow, tears no sorrow, took no borrow, blast off in Apollo, walking in my Ferragamos, hurt today but gone tomorrow, no turn away, so fuck tomorrow, black screen, roll the credits, left the scene like Desperado. I gave you all your space, nothing but pride in my face, already knew all the stakes, turning to love it's a race, I have no reason to stay, I gave you all you could take, now I just feel out of place, so I just walked off the stage.